Great. Well, thank you all for having me. It's so great to be here. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen.
All right, please do.
Can you guys see that?
Yep.
Awesome. So today I'm going to talk about how you can use a giveaway to update your database and generate immediate leads. So how this all really came about is I had been doing the Thanksgiving pies every year. Does anybody else do that in your market? Is that a big thing in your area around
The
Thanksgiving, giving
bigger
away
question
pies?
is, anybody not do that in our
They did
area?
not do that, yeah. So for me, I did not love the way I did it. So I grew up in the Raleigh-Durham, North Carolina area. My sphere all was in probably within like a 45-minute hour range. So I would spend 3 days delivering pies all over our market leading up to Thanksgiving. My car reeked of apple and pumpkin pie. I personally smelled like apple and pumpkin pie. It just, I didn't feel like I was getting a whole lot of bang for my buck with the way I was doing it. So I spoke with my maps coach about last time, or leading up to Thanksgiving, what could I do differently? And we came up with this idea of a giveaway, but the way we did it was very different than how I had done giveaways in the past. And that's what I'm going to tell you about, how we had some tremendous success with how we set up this particular giveaway. So the goal is this could really be something you could implement in your business today, or you could do it around a holiday. But I know a lot of presentations are a little more theoretical, or that sounds nice, but my goal is to really give you some good, tangible information that you could implement right away for your business. So what we're going to talk about today is the goals we had for this giveaway. We'll talk about how the giveaway works, the marketing and promotion that we did, the results we achieved, and then we'll also give you a one-page playbook on the exact way to run the giveaway with what we cover here in today. So we had several goals. So I've got a full-time director of operations. So we set some goals for what we wanted to accomplish with this giveaway. The first was just update contact information for people in our database. So what we did is we tied the giveaway to a survey where we collected some information, and I'll share what those questions are. But around this, we wanted to make sure we updated contact information for people in our database. Think about how many people you have in Command or whatever database you have where you're missing something, whether it's a phone number, an email, an address, a birthday. Think about those things. And so we just wanted to clean up our database a little bit with the survey. So that was one goal, was to update contact information for people already in the database. We also wanted to add in new contacts to our database. So think about people who are, I describe it as, your maybe your tertiary sphere. So someone you're connected with on Facebook or Instagram, a neighbor you don't know super well, maybe people in a neighborhood that you're farming. So we wanted to add a bunch of those people in as new contacts to our database so we could market to them throughout the rest of the year. We also wanted to generate immediate leads from those filling out the survey, and then we wanted to generate referrals from those filling out the survey as well. So those were our four big goals with how we structured our giveaway. So what we did is, we picked a very popular restaurant in our market that's centrally located in the Raleigh area. It's right near the airport. It's called Angus Barn. So it's a really popular steakhouse. So this is one of those restaurants when, if you're bringing, you have somebody coming into town to visit, this is one of those restaurants you would take somebody to. So it's really well known in our area, so it generates a lot of excitement. So this is one of the most important things. I can't stress this enough. What you pick to give away really does matter. So I've seen people do a $250 Visa gift card, an Amazon gift card, Starbucks, and they just didn't have the same results, or a flat screen TV. Something like that just doesn't seem to generate the same level of excitement. So my advice would be to make it hyper local, something that was really popular in your area that would generate buzz and excitement. Now, it could be a restaurant, it could be an event or activity. Maybe it's a big concert, or maybe it's a big annual holiday party that everyone is fighting to get tickets for. So just something that generates excitement. And I think always when you're supporting your local community, that goes a long way as well. And then what we did is we tied the giveaway with, in order to be eligible to win, you had to fill out this survey. And what we did is we created a Google survey with some information. We asked for their contact information, so their name, phone number, email address, and their physical address. And then here's one of the key questions is we asked, when are you likely to make your next move, with drop-down options? So the question wasn't, are you going to make a move? Yes or no? Because a lot of people are just going to say no. It is, when are you likely to make your next move? And we did, within the next year, 1 to 2 years or 3 years plus. So if you think about it, anybody that said they're willing, considering making a move in the next 12 months, that is a hot lead that you can then begin to cultivate and have those conversations with. Even if it's 1 to 2 years, you now have a warmer lead. Maybe they're not quite ready yet, but who knows? If you start cultivating them, maybe they're ready sooner than you think. So both between the 0 to 12 months or 1 to 2 years, that's a great lead pool right off the bat that you have. And then in our market, we have investment properties are popular. So we did ask if our clients were interested in purchasing investment property. So that could be something that you could ask. I've had other market centers I presented to where it's been about a vacation property. So I think that one you could tailor a little bit to your market. And then at the end, we asked for a referral. Do you know anyone looking to buy or sell that we could help? And then we asked if they could share their contact information with us. So what we did is we tied being eligible to win this popular gift card. So it was a $250 gift card to the restaurant in order to fill out this survey. It took people about 2 minutes to fill it out, but we got really good information from it. The way we marketed it and promoted it is we sent an email data to our database. So at the time, I probably had about 500 people in my database that we had marketed the survey to. So we sent an email to everyone in the database. We also sent a reminder email a couple days before the survey deadline. We only kept it open a week. I found that, certainly you could maybe do a few days more, but I think there's power in kind of that time constraint. And it kind of, again, it helps with generating that buzz and that excitement. So if you keep it open for a shorter period of time, it creates that excitement. So we did an email the first day, and then I think just a couple days before we did a reminder email. Now, we also recorded a video that we posted on social media to promote the story. So both on our Instagram and our Facebook pages. And then we also sent a lot of direct messages via social media to people in our sphere, but not in our database. So this, to me, is almost the secret sauce to growing those contacts in your database. If you think about how often for me, even though I'm sphere-based, I would have trouble saying somebody I haven't talked to in 10 years on Facebook, maybe somebody I went to high school with 20 years ago. Hey, out of the blue, can you share your phone number, your email, and your address with me? It's just a little bit awkward, but hey, I know it's been a while, but I'm giving away this gift card to a really popular restaurant. I hope you have a chance to enter and win. We had a lot of people that we hadn't spoken to in a long time. And then I did this personally. And then also my director of operations did this to people in her social media network. So that is a great way to enhance and add in all those people that you maybe have looser connections with, but you're not fully marketing to in the way that you could if they were actually in your database. So that was a huge win for us, was, extending the outreach beyond just the emails, but also doing those direct messages via social media. And then finally, I do some farming as well. So we did put a QR code on a farming postcard where people could fill out the survey from doing the farming postcard. So that's kind of how we went about marketing and promoting this giveaway. Results we achieved. So again, at the time of when we did this giveaway, we had about 500 people in the database, and then we ended up with about 247 entries into this giveaway. So again, only takes them a couple minutes to fill it out. We added 57 new people into our database. We updated contact information for 88 people. So again, some missing piece of information, maybe a phone number, an email, an address. We were able to update that piece of information. We had 46 people say they were interested in purchasing an investment property. We had 22 people say they were likely to move within the next year, 42 within 1 to 2 years, 183 later. So again, the 183 is not really helpful, but it's the core of what you're getting at is the people within that next year or that 1 to 2 years. That's really who you want to focus on. And then we also received 15 referrals as well from it. So it was a huge win for us. So compared to me going around all over the Raleigh-Durham Triangle Market, delivering pies where I really couldn't even track one single, lead or piece of business or updated contact information to that pie giveaway, we ended up with so much good data We updated our database. We got new contacts. We got real leads. I've closed so many leads this year from this survey. We got referrals into the database. So it was such a big win for such a low cost. If you think about it, how many of you would for $250 pay for this kind of information? I think most people would probably pay thousands of dollars of information for this kind of leads to your database or just information on your database. So for us, it was a huge win, and that's kind of how we went about doing our playbook. What we did is we modeled it. So we created a one-pager, which I'll share a QR code that you can download it. But after kind of the Jason Abrams playbooks, where you could just download the one-pager, and then you'll have the exact questions we asked, and we'll cover all the steps that we went through. But would love to open it up for questions for everybody.
So it's not just me that doesn't get the question. Oh, Catherine.
All right, Catherine.
So not to make you repeat, but I'd like for you to repeat again the questions that you put on your survey.
Yeah. So I'll go back up to that one. So
Thank you.
Yeah. So we asked for contact information, and this will be in that one pager that I'll give you the QR code, but happy to share it now. So it's name, email, phone number, and address is what we asked. If you want to really get drilled down, you could ask for birthday to update those database. We asked, when are you likely to make your next move, with drop down options. So again, it's not a yes or no, it's a when, and then you're giving them time parameters of within the next year, 1 to 2 years, 3+ years. For our market, we asked about, are you interested in purchasing an investment property? And then we also asked for all markets and anywhere is do you have anyone that you can refer to us about buying or selling? And then we asked for if they would share the contact information. And if they didn't, we had their survey information, so we could follow up directly and ask and thank them for sending the referral as well. Now, that's a good point. I should mention is we also love on our clients who send referrals. So we do a little mug. Actually, I think I have it with me. So we have a branded Keith O Realty mug where we heart your referrals a latte. So everyone who gave us a referral got a mug.
Oh, here we go.
I think we had a question from Michael. Do you want to unmute, Michael? All right. Michael's question was, what does a follow-up look like once you have this info? How do you do it without being annoying?
I view it as they filled out the survey. They've given you the information. I think to me, I would use that almost as a, that's permission to follow up. So if they really didn't want to share, they're not going to put that information in there. So I think by them filling out the survey, people are smart. They're not, yes, we want to, help give away something, but it's not completely for free. So I think by filling out the survey, they've kind of whether tangibly or not, given you permission to reach out. So I didn't have any qualms about it, reaching out to anyone who filled out the survey because they filled it out. You're giving an item of value. So yeah, I would, do phone calls, emails, texts, both to, people who in our database raised their hand saying they're going to move, as well as I'd reach out to the people who sent the referral, say, hey, can you give me a little bit more information? What do you know about this person? Try and get some good background information. And then I would say, are you willing to connect us, or what's the best way for me to be connected with who you're referring us to? So, but yeah, I would strongly encourage you, don't get in the mindset of you're not allowed to reach out to people, because once they've given you that contact information, they've shared that with you. If they're really that resistant, they wouldn't fill out the survey.
That makes sense. Looks like Angie has a question.
Yes. Hi, how are you? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, great. So my whole thing was, I did an event and it was great. Basically did everything that you said. The only thing is, a lot of people filled out my, for my raffle. But the only thing is I was told that I can't put all that lingo underneath because it's like soliciting. So now you're saying I can put it on my, when I'm giving something away, you're saying that I can list all that underneath. So I'm just a little confused.
I don't know if that's maybe market center or state specific, but I know at least in North Carolina, where I've been able to present across the country, I've presented to market centers from California to Georgia to New York, I haven't encountered that question before. So I think, again, if you are in the way I'm doing it is I'm emailing people in the database, I'm, sending a postcard with a QR code, and then I'm messaging people on social media to give away something. So I have not encountered any resistance or compliance or ethics issues with that. I don't know if Al, you want to chime in from your standpoint, if you see any concerns from your standpoint.
I certainly would chime in if I was the best person to answer it, but
Yeah.
luckily we have Joyce Powell on the call, who's our resident expert on all things legal and compliance related, and I bet she will know how to answer this.
More than likely, this is going to conflict with the New Jersey Real Estate Commission rules on advertising and offering solicitation for a contest drawing. We have very strict rules with the Real Estate Commission.
Yeah, New Jersey.
So I would encourage the agents, before you do anything, you check with your brokers and go over the real estate rules.
So, Joyce, is there something you could do to change how this is done so that it would be compliant from your standpoint?
New Jersey makes it, they call it an inducement. You can't give anything of value out to get any type of business in return.
Nothing more than $5.
Yeah.
What? There's a limit?
Yeah.
So
Give something away that's like $200, like a gift certificate to a restaurant.
It's considered an inducement in the state to get business.
even if you're just looking for contact info, you still can't do it?
If you're going to use the contact information to try and solicit business, yeah.
But if you just made it like really just social fun and you just said thank you for, for participating and announce, and then, just like that. Oh, no,
it's going to depend upon what you're going to use the information you get for. So if it's ever going to be used to try and get business, it will be considered an inducement because you're giving something in the hopes of getting business in return.
What if it went to like a charity, like a fundraiser?
As long as you don't benefit from it by, like I said, receiving business from it, you're okay.
But you can't give, the whole idea of the gift certificate. I was doing an event, so I sponsored a lot of a lot of things, and in addition to that, I gave away a gift certificate to a restaurant. So a lot of people wanted to go to that restaurant, so I got like a lot of people to respond to it. But the thing is, I didn't say anything. I just said, just the name, email, and whatever they wanted to give them, phone number. And then I just followed up to let them know that, we had a winner. That's about it. No soliciting or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you don't plan on using that list, like to get business from in the future, you're fine. The big piece of it that like legal wise is like it's kind of like a pay for play. They look at it as you can't give something to get something.
Okay.
Well, that's interesting. This turned into a mastermind on what you can and can't do, but it's actually still helpful, I think, so we uncovered something that maybe some of us are doing that we shouldn't be doing. But I can't imagine why anyone would do it then if they were expressly not allowed to use it to solicit business. And what's the point? You're not giving it away for your holiday mailing list. Like if you're not allowed to contact these people, then what's the point of doing it, right?
Yeah, so I would say like I have not come across this with other states.
And this is not your fault, Keith.
No. And I would just say I think there's
no.
creative ways, and I would say speak with obviously your local leadership and but like maybe again it's not a tangible cash prize, but think about just something that could generate excitement or ways to like hopefully if it's not exactly this in New Jersey, there's ways you can pull these questions or pull maybe it's a client event, that you're, just collecting information. Think about these types of questions or how you could use something like this that would be in compliance with your state laws. Because I do think there's ways probably you can get creative.
Maybe you could say you'll donate $250 to the charity of the winner's choice.
Yeah. So yeah, I think
that would work.
I would defer to your local leadership on kind of what's allowed per state.
Because I would still enter for that. Say whatever your thing that's near and dear to your heart is cancer research or the homeless, I would, if I could enter to give money to something that I cared about and all I had to do was give up my name and answer a couple questions, I'd still do it,
Yeah, in terms of that way, I think that would be fine.
But I had, in addition to the giveaway, I also did my real estate thing where, if people were a lot of people were interested and whatever, and that was a whole separate thing, a whole different sheet for them to sign. Nothing had to do with the ticket. So that part was like totally different.
Yeah, I don't think Joyce is sending the police to your house right now, Angie, so I think we're okay, but you may want to tweak how you do it going forward. I think this is, and I'm being facetious, but I don't think you're in any danger for what you already did, but, probably just something we want to look at going forward.
Yeah, because I hear a lot of people do it, and again, I'm on this other program in the morning and throughout the whole country, like so many people have like these, so many great ideas, like you also said, but I don't solicit them afterwards for any of the real estate. I just said, congratulations, thank you for coming. We had a great event and we got a great winner, and then that's about it. I don't touch the real estate end of it.
So there is an interesting question in there. Then how is it? I mean, everyone does the pie giveaway. How is that okay? Unless we're getting some really horrible pies that are only costing $2.99, they can't be over $5. How does that work? Because that seems like everybody does that. And I know it doesn't mean just because everyone does it mean it's legal, but it almost feels like it's sanctioned by the board. They know all about it. I mean, I can't. How do they square that circle?
Yeah.
So
and I would
a
say
lot
the same
of-
thing. Like I just hosted a big client event where we, provided food and drinks. Like, is that an inducement? So, again, defer to your state and local leadership.
No, I mean, I would love your opinion, Keith. I was directing that more to TJ and Joyce.
So it's more so it can't be something of financial significance. And most of the time, the people I see doing the pies are people bringing pies to past clients. Once they've already worked with you, it's no longer an inducement.
Really?
Because at that point, it's a gift to a previous client. You have the ability to say, I'm giving it as a gift or a closing gift or a houseversary. There's a ton of different ways you can say you're giving it, but there's no way for them to say, well, you don't know this person. You're giving them something to make them work with you. At that point, you've already established the relationship. At least that's what I would assume.
Joyce is shaking her head. I think in agreement or indistinct.
Yeah, I think, and I know all of our agents are on all different kinds of calls and masterminds, and a lot of them have coaches that are not located in New Jersey. So lots of times they're sharing ideas of what they do across this great country of ours, and not all of the country's real estate commissions and not all the state real estate commissions are as explicit as New Jersey's. But to TJ's point, pies and things like that's remembering your past clients, and that's doing the pop buys to your previous clients is a way of keeping in touch. And it's one of your touches on past clients, just to stay in front of them. It's the inducement to get future business is what the real estate commission is coming in on here with raffles and giveaways.
Got it. That makes sense. Poor Keith is like, I thought I came on here to do a presentation about giveaways and I stumbled into a compliance seminar. But
I'm sorry, Keith.
No.
It's good that, I mean, for me, it's interesting because, like I said, I've done this all over the country. I haven't had this come up before. So, it's certainly surprising, but it's enlightening too. And, it's good learning lesson for me too, that, perhaps, what, works in most states doesn't necessarily work in all states. So it's been eye-opening too. But
and I wasn't giving you a hard time.
And I hope
Joyce,
too, like
Joyce, we wanted that info. Sorry.
Yeah,
Keith,
and I would hope, hopefully, even if it's not in the way that I've done it or I've presented it, hopefully there's some elements that still have added value to you all, because it sounds like there might be some components that, of this that won't work for New Jersey, but hopefully there's ways that you can tweak it or questions that you can even ask in your own database that can still add value, even if the way I've run it and many other people have run this play, you can't do it there the exact way. Hopefully there's still elements of this that are a benefit to you all.
Oh, absolutely. And I I don't want to keep you, because I think maybe this is something we can continue, chatting about, but I don't want to take your time with that. But I do want to thank you for being on. It was still super helpful. And do you want to talk a little bit about your business and, how can we repay you for being on here by maybe, thinking of you when we have referrals in your area or anything that you want to plug?
Would that be an inducement though? I'm just kidding. I'm just teasing.
Joyce
So
left, so we're safe for right now.
Yeah, we're safe. I won't ask you for anything in return. Yeah. So feel free to, I'm on Facebook, and then there's my Instagram there. So would love to connect with you all. I serve the Raleigh-Durham market, so the kind of the center area of North Carolina. We get a lot of people moving here from New Jersey. So would love to help your referrals here. And I have a lot of extended family in the New York, New Jersey area. So we'd love to connect with you and send some referrals your way as well. So yeah, would love to stay connected with you all and be referral partners.
And yeah, maybe if you can just throw your contact info in the chat. I know they can see it there, but some folks are driving or won't take the time to copy it down.
Keith, can I just say one thing?
Oh, sorry.
What I saw somebody in the chat said, do they announce the winners? Some people don't want to be announced. So what I did is I just made a little letterhead that they sign off that they received it. The date of the event, that they received it. So this way I had something legal to prove that I did give the giveaway away.
Yeah, again, I haven't it sounds like, New Jersey is a much more stricter than North Carolina and a lot of other states as far as, receipts and stuff. I've kind of created some buzz around doing the announcement, but certainly you can accept, tailor it to your database and what, your state laws are.
Absolutely. Well, Keith, thank you so much for your time. This was definitely helpful. And I mean that sincerely in two ways. I think there's a way we can tailor this so that it will work for us. And I think it also, raised a topic that we should all be talking about and be aware of, just so that we're in compliance when we do giveaways. So thank you so much for that.
Yeah. And then certainly if you have questions, happy to brainstorm and, help from a question standpoint or how I can. So thank you all for having me. And it was great presenting to you all.
Thank you, Keith. And if everyone else wants to hang on after Keith jumps off, I'd love to use the last few minutes that we have. We have a few extra minutes. Is anybody doing any other kind of, giveaways or any kind of marketing that's unique that we can talk about or strategize or share with your peers? Alyssa had a comment in there. What were you saying, Alyssa? About being New Jersey specific? It was a good point.
I mean, if you are looking for a coach who is New Jersey specific, all of our coaches within Success Coaching are here in your offices in the same market as you day in and day out. So just a soft pitch for.
And if they don't know, they are working directly with Joyce and TJ and all the other great brokers. So
absolutely,
that's a very good point. So who's got something? We have a few minutes. We can end a little bit early, but we can also mastermind a little bit. If anybody has questions about giveaways or compliance or anything you want to ask, I can turn this into an Ask Al Anything session or Ask Alyssa Anything. Anybody?
Al, it's Sarah Deutsch. Can you hear me? I just had a quick question about
Sure.
this. So if you do a giveaway on strictly social media, and I guess, the point of the giveaway is just to grow your following, is that compliant? Because you're not really actively trying to get more business, but obviously, growing your social media.
If you are marketing as a realtor, then no, you cannot. If you're doing it as a realtor and it's from your business page, TJ Bardosis realtor, you cannot do it.
Can't. Okay.
If you do it from just strictly your own Facebook page, you don't mention real estate and you're just doing a giveaway, that I think you could probably be okay with. It would still probably be touchy, but you definitely can't advertise real estate and then do it.
Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Good question. Sure.
Okay. So I was wondering if I was doing a postcard to my database, people I know, of the houses that I've sold recently, and also, including a giveaway, like for a restaurant that's necessarily in the town that I sold the houses in. And then to my people, would I be able to do that?
So this is something I've done in the past. I'll do my door knocking. I send out a monthly email and it'll have a coupon. As long as it's under $5, you're okay. So mine's usually for like a pizza restaurant and it's like a free slice for like $2 or something. But once you go over 5, no.
You can't even do it to the people you know for $2.50, like you were saying for the
No.
restaurants.
Nope. It doesn't matter if you know them or not, because if you're going to do business with them and this is to get that business and they haven't worked with you in the past, you can't say it's, a touch point for a previous client. You have to have that previous relationship, or at least that's how it had been explained to us.
Well, that's what it is.
But I have a relationship with all of these people.
A personal one, but not a business one. So like if you're marketing,
These are people that I've done business with in the past.
okay,
They're in my database.
okay,
That I'm sending a postcard to say, hey, just to let you know, in this town, Hohokus, I just closed 2 houses for 2 of my clients, just to let you know. And by the way, there's a terrific restaurant in this town. This is the code. I'm going to do a giveaway of a $250 voucher to this restaurant. Hey, if you want to scan it and get in the draw, just scan it, and I'll let everybody know when I do the drawing in a week's time who wins the restaurant voucher.
it would still be real touchy with it being real estate related, especially at that price point. They really don't want anything that could be construed to do that. Now, if they're a previous customer, you could make the argument to the real estate commission. I think they're going to be less apt to hear that than something that's a little bit smaller, which is why they put like a dollar limit on it. They don't want it to be anything that could potentially say get you to work with them rather than the person next to them. But again, if you've worked with them in the past, I think you could probably say that you're doing it as a touch point. But then what on the opposite side, what they could say is, okay, well, have you done this for all of your past clients or more than one past client?
But then aren't we in the same position as the pie giveaway?
But that's the thing. Most people that are doing the pie giveaway are going to all of their past clients, dropping off pies. They're not just giving out one thing.
But
So
you
there's very small pieces to it that you got to understand.
But I'm sorry, but the thing is that you are doing the same thing. You're asking everybody, would anybody like a pie? And they either opt in or they don't call you back.
No, so what happens is most people that I know that do it will actually get the pies and drop them off, and they're doing it across the boat. So everybody gets the opportunity, right? So everybody gets, listen, so you're saying you're going to call and offer the pie, right? So they all get the opportunity. This way, you're giving everybody the opportunity to put into the contest, but not for everybody to get it. So that's where it's a contest rather than you checking in on your neighbor or you checking in on a past customer. So if you're doing it for one and not all, then it's not really a previous client thing that you're doing. You're doing a giveaway again, which is strictly against New Jersey law.
We suck.
Oh, believe me, I don't enjoy having to tell you guys this. I wish that I could be like, absolutely go do all this stuff. It sounds great. But then Al and Elizabeth are going to be very unhappy with me.
Joyce is smiling, saying, finally, I'm not the only bad guy on the Zoom for once. I have some help.
The other thing that I think is a great thing, and we're getting into the holiday season now, is don't forget most of your business is going to come from your previous customers referring you. That's the best type of business to get. And a lot of agents do these holiday things that they'll invite their past clients to a park or whatever. They have a site set up to take with a backdrop for pictures. They'll do pumpkin paintings. They'll do things like that where they have all of their past clients there. And 9 times out of 10, they're going to get a referral out of that from somebody that's been there and their previous client to somebody else. So there are ways around this. Somebody asked about the Popeyes. Popeyes are great. There's a whole sort of tags. There's a website that gives them to you. I've done them before, where I went to the dollar store at the beginning in the springtime and bought ice cream scoops. They were $1 a scoop, and I crafted the tags and printed them out, tied them to the scoop, and said, if you want the scoop in real estate, and then I have my contact information, and drop them off at past clients or people that I had done market analysis for that never pulled the trigger. So there's ways around it, but unfortunately, we have to keep you guys in line because you never know when the real estate commission's going to come along.
So let me ask you another question. So this is going to sound crazy at the beginning of this question, but so this summer, we were on vacation and we wanted to go jet skiing. And my brother-in-law has jet skis. He has a license. He says you need a license for them, right? So he said we couldn't ride the jet skis unless he was on it with us because we didn't have a license. But the fine was $100. So we thought, well, we'll just take the chance and ride the jet skis because I don't want to be on with Uncle Tommy. So the question is, what is the actual fine for this? Like, what happens to you? Like, is it, maybe I shouldn't be asking this, but if it's, if it's a $50 fine, then maybe people don't have to worry too much about it. If you're going to lose your license, then they probably should. And if it's a progressive thing, like if you get caught once, it's only a $50 fine. And the next time you lose your license or it's $5,000, like, do we know what happens if you get caught with this?
Off the top of my head, I don't remember specifically, but I believe it's, if I'm thinking of the right fine, I think it's a progressive system. It starts at like a small fine. I think it's like 100 and something. And then it goes up with each instance, but I don't know what the cutoff would be or if there is one, but I don't think it's anything like that you got to worry about.
To be clear, I'm not encouraging anyone to do this. I'm just wondering,
I
you
just
don't want to have
looked
to
up and
jet ski with Uncle Tommy. What's the penalty,
I don't think
I
it's
just-
anything where you're going to lose your license, but I could always look into it.
Yeah, it says online that the New Jersey Real Estate Commission, they have no specific information about fines for offering gifts in exchange for business, but it does outline that for most infractions, the first violation fine can be up to $5,000 and subsequent violations can be up to $10,000. And by the third violation,
15.
the commission will consider the licensee a repeat offender and may not issue them a license in the future.
They'll
That's
also
it.
fine the
That's
brokers
interesting.
for not supervising their agents.
Yes.
For $5,000, I'd get on the jet ski with Uncle Tommy. All right. Well, this is super helpful. I'm learning a lot today. Any other compliance questions? What about while we have TJ and Joyce, any questions about any of the new rules?
I have a
Getting new
question.
buyer's agreements signed, anything like that?
Hello?
Michelle, did you have a question?
Yes, I'm sorry, my camera's not on because I'm driving. Sorry
That's
about that,
okay.
but can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
So, back to what Joyce was saying, she had mentioned offering like an experience, kind of like, the pumpkin painting or the photos. Can we offer that to new people? So, aside from our past clients and still be compliant?
I don't
Like an
see why
experience?
not. Yeah,
You
'cause
can
it's not
offer
a
them an
rep.
experience because you're just doing this to offer the experience. It's not like you're saying, if you come paint this pumpkin with me, I'm gonna list your house. So you're doing it to promote yourself in your community. The same way as I had said to a couple of the agents the other day, Rutherford had they had Town Day down Park Avenue, and some of the offices had tables out there. And I said, how did we miss this? And it's just a way of getting there. I don't care if it's a pencil or a bottle of water with the sticker with the office name on it. It's just a way of being seen and not, being out there and being known in the public. And that's one of those holiday experiences, is a way to do that.
Okay, thank you.
Who else? Anyone else? Anybody want to just share their experience with the changes? How are things going? Is it impacting your business one way or the other? How are things going? Everybody able to get the agreement signed without an issue? Sellers willing to put out compensation? Anybody have anything to share?
I actually think it's been a good thing, to be honest.
That's great news.
Yeah, we're doing better. Buyers are loyal. there's no shows. We're double ending because they come to open houses and most of them are not being represented. So we're getting more unrepresented buyers.
Wow, that's great. I love hearing that.
Yeah, so I think it's all been great.
Nice. Anyone else have any thoughts on that? Awesome.
Al, if I might, there's just, I've come across 2 instances where an agent started working with a buyer.
If they did something wrong, are they on this Zoom? Because it'd be great to just call them out right now and let's talk about it.
No. Agents, you must have, even if your buyer has said to you, do not show me any properties where, and unless the seller is offering out the compensation. And you still have to have a percentage on your exclusive buyer agency agreement, regardless of whether it's coming from the buyer or it's coming from the seller. You can't put 0 because you're just not showing that buyer any homes without the compensation coming the old way from the selling side. So your exclusive buyer agency agreements have to have a percentage. Otherwise, you're working for free, and we don't want you to work for free.
A percentage or a flat, it could have a flat amount as well, right?
Percentage or flat, but it has to be there regardless of who's paying it. It has to be on your exclusive buyer agency agreement.
I'm also noticing that when agents are presenting offers to our listings, and they call sometimes and ask if there's compensation, and we'll tell them, but sometimes they don't call and they just put it in. But most often, they're actually leaving it out on the contract. I don't think they know where it goes. So I'm on the up and up. So I tell them, oh, you don't want to get paid? Because they didn't put that the buyers were going to pay for it. But it was blank. And so I saw a few of those, even from KW. So I think that you have to be careful because, the closing's going to come and they're going to say, well, you didn't put compensation in there. You're not going to get paid. So, because
That's
it's a very small box right now on that contract. It's, there's so many words and so many this and that, and you miss it. I think it needs to be highlighted. Just my thoughts.
So it's great to have a mega agent like Paula on the Zoom today. Are there any newer agents out there struggling with getting people to sign the agreement or to agree to the proper amount? Maybe we can talk a little bit about how to overcome that. Any objections? Anybody have any questions or issues with it? It's great to throw it out there to some of the more experienced agents or some of the team leaders that might be able to help you with that.
Let's see if she answered. If anybody asked me a question.
Anybody? Everybody's got it covered? All right. We're almost at time to wrap up. Anybody have anything else before we wrap it up? This didn't end up to be the Zoom that I thought it was going to be, but I think it actually is better. I think we got to address some issues that some of us maybe were unclear on. Anyone else? Going once, going twice? All right. Thanks, everybody, particularly Paula, TJ, and Joyce, and Alyssa. Have a great day, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.